Backstage at the Met Gala there was a buzz of excitement in the air. Taylor was a nervous wreck in a custom-made green dress, and she was holding a small velvet box. It was tonight. After being together for almost a year without telling anyone, she and Travis were going to make it official. Their relationship had grown like a sunflower in late summer. It all began with a whisper talk at Travis's brother's wedding and a quick look across the room that set things off. After that there were months of secret dates, time spent together while Taylor toured and Travis ruled the football field. They loved their solitude, which gave them a break from the constant attention of the media. But tonight was different. Tonight everyone would know. She took a deep breath and went to find Travis. He saw him at the bar setting the tone with a group of athletes well dressed in a sharp suit. He excused himself with the ease of a winner as a smile split across his face as he saw her. His voice was soft and relaxing as he said, "Hey pretty. You nervous?" She held the box up. "A little." "Are you?" Travis laughed, and the sound was just as warm as his smile. "What about walking the red carpet with the most beautiful woman in the world?" He put his hand on hers. "Never." When their eyes met there was a world of feelings between them that they couldn't say. Travis kissed her on the forehead as he leaned in close, ready to take the plunge. His heart skipped a beat with joy. "Ready." They walked hand in hand toward the bright lights with more confidence. For the picture, Travis put the box in her hand while they posed. When Taylor opened it, she saw a beautiful diamond ring in the shape of a perfect teardrop set in platinum. Everyone gasped. Travis smiled, and his eyes were as bright as gems. He began, Taylor Swift, his voice dropping to a husky whisper that could be heard over the noise. "Will you do me the incredible honor of being my girlfriend officially?" Tanya, his eyes filled with tears. After a moment of shocked quiet, the crowd began to cheer. A million cameras caught the moment, which was the end of a secret love story that grew brightly under the spotlight. Taylor put the ring on her finger with a beautiful smile that was hiding her tears. She whispered back officially, her voice heavy with thought, "Yes, Travis Kelce, 1,000 times yes." The flashbulbs kept going off, but for Taylor and Travis everything was gone. Even though the Met Gala was going on, they weren't famous at that time. Taylor and Travis were just a loving couple who were ready to tell the world their story. The nervous energy in the air in Kansas City was like the butterflies in Taylor's stomach. It was tonight. For almost a year Taylor and Travis had sneaked looks at each other across stadiums, whispered secrets, and late-night foreign flights before they were ready to get married. The place. The well-known Arrowhead Stadium lit up by the setting sun. Travis, who is always good at pulling people and planned to treat for after the Chiefs' big win. As the happy fans left the stadium, the lights darkened and the spotlight shone on the middle of the field. A familiar to fill the air, a hauntingly beautiful piano version of Love Story. It made Taylor's heart pound against her ribs. Travis came out of the tunnel no longer wearing his normal game uniform, but in a clean white suit. He had a nervous grin on his face. There was a roar from the crowd, and whispers of Taylor could be heard in the stands. After taking a deep breath, Taylor walked out of the tunnel on the other side. She was a stunning sight in her flowing green dress. The crowd's roar got louder, and she felt a wave of pure love wash over her. When they got to the middle of the field, they looked at each other and felt a lot of feelings that they couldn't put into words. As the song's last notes faded, Travis walked up to Taylor, his words heavy with emotion. He looked around the shocked crowd and said, "Taylor, a year ago, I never thought I'd be standing here with the most amazing woman by my side in front of all of you amazing fans." He took a small sudden box out of his pocket. There was a gasp in the crowd. "You're not just my biggest fan," Taylor, Travis said while he was on one knee. "My best friend, someone I can talk to, and someone who inspires me. You make me a better person." When he opened the box, he saw a ring inside. It was a thin band with a single sparkling emerald on it that matched her dress. Taylor's eyes got teary. As she listened to the crowd roared and cheered for him from the stands, a million memories came flooding back to her. They had secret movie nights, she wrote songs late at night while fueled by stolen moments. "Yes, Travis," Taylor whispered through her tears. "Yes, a million times over." There was more chaos in the crowd this time, with cheers and happy screams. Travis placed the ring on her finger and they sealed their promise with a kiss that shook the air with electricity. As the sky was filled with bright fireworks, Taylor knew that this was just the start of their own beautiful love story. As Taylor Swift held her phone backstage at the Met Gala, the air was filled with excitement. It wasn't like any other night. Not only was it the biggest event in fashion, but tonight she and Travis were going to go out together for the first time. He had been cheered on from the seats, looked at briefly, and watched movies late at night for almost a year. "Hey Travis," his voice said in a deep warm hum. "You ready to break the internet?" Taylor laughed, which was a sound as light and calm as a favorite tune. "As ready as I'll ever be, Mr. Kelsey." It was an easy plan. They would each take the famous steps alone, but on the way up they would surprise everyone by putting their hands together. Taylor felt butterflies in her stomach, a feeling she was used to having after years of being famous. This was different. It was real. Soon after, she came out from behind the curtain in a custom-made green gown that sparkled with every step. The crowd noise and flashing lights were too loud for her to hear, but she saw Travis through it all. He was so good-looking, and a classic black tux and a big grin was slicing across his face. From far away they looked at each other and had a silent chat. Then, with a wink, Travis broke the rules by going off the planned route to meet her halfway. People in the crowd gasped so hard it was almost funny. When their hands touched, a spark lay, giving Taylor a rush. As they posed for pictures, Travis' arm around her waist made a quiet promise. The night felt like a dream inside. They danced, laughed, and stole kisses under the sparkling chandeliers, blissfully unaware of how much trouble they made. Taylor felt a different kind of relief when the music stopped and it was time to leave. As they called a cab, Travis whispered, "So does this mean I can call you my girlfriend now?" Her ear felt his warm breath. Taylor looked at him with a sly grin on her face. "About time you asked, Kelsey." When she leaned in, they kissed, and it tasted like success and freedom. "I knew this wasn't just a red carpet moment." As the cab pulled away and the city lights blurred past the window, this was the start of their own lovely love story, a tune waiting to be written. Backstage at the Met Gala, there was a buzz of excitement in the air. Taylor, who was nervous and wearing a handmade Elisa dress that sparkled like moonlight on water, tied it up a straight curl for the 100th time. It was tonight. They had been going on secret dates, sneaking glances at award shows, and late-night studio sessions that turned into whispered talks for almost a year. Now they were finally going to go public as a couple. Travis squeezed her hand. He was always a calm presence. "I think you look great, T. Don't worry, have fun." His voice, a deep rumble that made her shiver, was the only thing that kept her steady in the storm of feelings. She teased, "Easy for you to say, Mr. Kelsey," with a smile in her eye. "You don't have the entire fashion world critiquing every sequin." He laughed, and the sound was deep and warm. "They'll be looking at you the whole time. Believe me." A knock on the door woke them up right then. It was Gigi Hadid, who was another performer that night. She had a knowing smile on her face. "Okay, chicks, it's time for the show. Let's do this." After taking a big breath, Taylor stood up straight. "Okay, let's go, make it official." The crowd's roar was so loud that it was hard to hear them walk down the red carpet. For a moment the flashing lights made them blind, but Taylor could see the cameras through the fog. She had a naughty look on her face. She turned to face him and slid her arm through Travis's. A slow smile spread across her face. Everyone in the world held their breath. She leaned in close and whispered something into his ear while her lips touched his face. His face lit up with surprise, and then a big smile spread across it. His eyes were sparkling with happiness. He got close to her and spoke in a low,